Hey, what's up guys, it's EvilSaw13. This is my mask making tutorial V2. Now this version is practically the more revamped version of my last year's how to make a mask tutorial. This version will feature simple instructions, less parts, and best of all, it's edited. Unlike my last one where I just ranted on and bored you guys to death. Not to mention, you guys can refer to the other tutorial for more in-depth and advanced instructions. To start things off, materials can be bought in the following sites, which are Monster Makers, Smooth On, Brick in the Yard, Mold Life, and Tom's. So keep in mind that these links can be found in the description on this video. Be aware that some of these sites do not ship overseas. And also, if you guys are living in Europe, then I suggest you guys use Mold Life and Tom's. In this tutorial, for each part, I will tell you guys what materials will be required for that specific step. Keep in mind that I'm not just making this tutorial for the US, but as well as other countries out there in hopes to spreading a bit of a basic knowledge on how to make a basic full head mask and as well as a face mask. So let's get started. The 5 basic steps on how to make a mask. 1. Pre-sculpting. So this is basically when you gather up your sculpting materials and your ideas for your mask design. Also, this may be the time to sketch out and maybe think of the name of your mask. 2. Sculpting. This is the fun part. At this step, you guys will be sculpting on an armature using clay. This is basically where your design is being developed, kind of like a fetus to a baby. 3. Mold making. This is where it gets a bit difficult. At this step, you guys will be making the plaster mold of your sculpture. For full head masks, you guys will be making a 2-part mold, while a 1-part mold will be for face masks. Step 4. Casting. Casting is referred to as pouring the liquid rubber on the mold and letting it dry and pulling it out later on. So now speaking of casting, for this tutorial, I'll be using silicone. I'll explain how to use latex as well. Painting. This is probably the most interesting part since you're adding the color to your unpainted cast. This is where your creation comes to life. I'll also be giving you guys tips and tricks on how to paint your mask as well. So that's pretty much it for the intro. Tune in next for a mask making tutorial V2 part 2, pre-sculpting.